the ground is shifting beneath our feet. For decades, the video game industry felt like an unstoppable force, a juggernaut of innovation and financial success. It grew bigger and bolder with each passing year. It was a world of endless possibilities. New consoles promised new frontiers. Developers dreamed up entire universes on our screens. But now, in the late summer of 2025, that forward momentum has slowed to a crawl. A strange quiet has fallen over the digital landscape. The once constant drumbeat of exciting announcements, the blockbuster releases, has been replaced by a disquieting murmur of concern. A growing sense that the golden age might be over. Something is fundamentally broken. This isn't just a slow news month or a temporary dip in sales. It's a systemic crisis, felt by everyone from the most dedicated players to the CEOs in their corner offices. The whisper started on forums and social media, as they always do. Gamers, the lifeblood of this industry, began to voice a shared sense of disillusionment. They pointed to release schedules that looked barren, dominated by titles we had already played a decade ago. They talked about the endless cycle of hype and disappointment of games launching in a broken state with promises of future fixes. This wasn't just the usual online complaining. It was a deeper, more pervasive feeling of fatigue. The magic, for many, was gone. The simple joy of picking up a controller had become complicated by a sense of being exploited or ignored. Industry experts and analysts soon began to echo these concerns, but with hard data to back them up. They pointed to stagnant player engagement numbers across major platforms. They highlighted the alarming consolidation of the market. Reports from inside development studios painted an even bleaker picture. Widespread burnout, crushing pressure to meet unrealistic deadlines, and a pervasive fear of speaking out. The machine that produces our favorite games, it turned out, was running on fumes. The most glaring warning sign is the sudden silence. E3, once the spectacular centerpiece of the gaming calendar, is a ghost of its former self. Publishers who once competed for the biggest stage are now retreating into their own curated digital events, or worse, saying nothing at all. The numbers are staggering. A blockbuster AAA video game in 2025 can cost upwards of $300 million to develop, with an additional $150 million or more spent on marketing. These are Hollywood movie-level budgets, and they carry with them an immense, suffocating pressure to succeed. A single flop can cripple a studio, leading to mass layoffs and even closure. This financial reality has had a chilling effect on creativity. When you're betting the entire company on one project, you're not going to gamble on an unproven concept or a weird experimental idea. You're going to make something safe, something familiar, something you think is a guaranteed hit. This risk-averse mindset has led directly to a creative drought. Instead, they are chasing the last big success. This results in a market flooded with copycats and clones. Every major publisher wants their own Fortnite, their own Genshin Impact. The industry has become a factory that produces increasingly expensive, increasingly beautiful, but ultimately soulless products designed by committee and focus-tested into mediocrity. For players, this means fewer surprises. Faced with the terrifying costs of creating something new, publishers have found a seemingly perfect solution: remakes, remasters. Why spend $300 million on a risky new IP when you can spend a fraction of that to update a beloved classic? The built-in nostalgia guarantees a certain level of sales. On the surface, it seems like a win-win. Players get to experience their favorite games with modern graphics. Publishers get a reliable revenue stream. But this strategy is a crutch that is slowly crippling the industry's ability to walk on its own. It's a short-term solution that is causing long-term creative decay. This reliance on the past is becoming a vicious cycle. Young developers enter the field dreaming of creating original worlds and instead find themselves recreating someone else's work from 15 years ago. This cycle is intertwined with another, more devastating one: the endless wave of layoffs. The boom and bust nature of modern game development has become tragically predictable. A studio scales up massively, hiring hundreds of people. The moment the game ships, regardless of its success, a huge portion of that staff is laid off. This practice treats talented developers as disposable cogs. This corporate behavior has shattered the trust between players and companies. Gamers see beloved studios shut down after releasing critically successful games. They see executives receiving massive bonuses while hundreds are let go. So, is this the end? Is it time to write the obituary for the video game industry? The answer is, well, complicated. Some experts say we're at a critical inflection point, a moment that will define the next decade of interactive entertainment. They argue the AAA model as we know it, $300 million, 100-hour open-world epic, is simply unsustainable. It's hit its logical and financial endpoint. The industry must adapt or face a slow, painful decline into irrelevance, becoming a niche hobby, not a cultural powerhouse. The final boss is gaming's own unsustainable ambition. Salvation may lie in diversification, not betting everything on a handful of blockbusters, fostering a vibrant ecosystem across all budget levels. Revive the mid-budget AA space. Let studios take creative risks. Keep supporting the indie scene, a wellspring of innovation. Technology could save us, or hurt us. Advances in AI, procedural generation, could slash asset costs and speed world building. That could empower small teams to go big. Or corporations might use it to cut costs by replacing human artists, producing homogeneous, algorithm-driven content. The choice? Use tools to empower creators or just optimize profits. The fate of games rests with creators and audiences. Developers must push for better working conditions and creative freedom. Publishers must accept infinite growth as a myth. Players must vote with their wallets. It may be too late to save the industry as we knew it. But maybe that's okay. This crisis could be the fire that clears the old and let something new, better, grow in its place.